Hello? Yes, no? Hello? What's up? Um, I am feeling better today, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yesterday my stomach was cooperative. Uh, I didn't seem to have any issues yesterday, and I still didn't eat much.
Yes, I am the Lord.
Cola.
Hey, King. What's up, dude? And then today, kind of the same. Um, I hope the volume situation isn't bad. Let me know if it's awful. Uh, yeah, no issues today either. And I ate a little bit more. Nakomi made me a mild spaghetti, which was beautiful.
Yes, I am the Lord.
Boo.
Adonix, thank you for 4 months, my friend. I appreciate you. Unfortunately, Nakomi now is really messed up with like some kind of cough, and it's almost like laryngitis or something. So like, can life just fucking leave us alone? Really drag. Yeah, we tried to get like whatever we could. Throat medicines, cold and flu medicines. So hopefully she can get over that soon, because it definitely seems as unpleasant as it sounds. Yeah, Chu's here with me, just chilling. I needed a little break from work. I'm scrambling to try to get as much done on my project as I can before I'm like out of brain power for the day, because I'm off starting tomorrow and through to until we get home. But I needed a break from it because I was definitely just spinning my wheels on some stuff. It's way too, like knee deep in it. I still really like my job a lot. I just wish that I had more experience, so that when I am working on something like this, I don't have to spend quite so much time like wrapping my head around something that I haven't encountered before. Which, I mean, that'll come with time, and it's been happening a lot as I've gone along here, where I'm learning, like, oh, this is how you do that, how you do that, or blah 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 blah. So I am expanding my repertoire. So that's all good. It's just, it really sucks when you want to like blast through something and then you hit something you haven't seen before. It's like, this went from possibly being a quick get it out of the way to this is eating up all of my time. Yeah. Well, I can definitely, like, I am tangibly learning. It's almost beyond incremental. Like, the amount of stuff I'm picking up regularly, I can feel my horizons widening, which will just, keep making me better at what it is that I do. Yeah. I They replaced the router, and the internet's been good today. So, been thankful for that. Uh, I just really care a lot about this project that I'm on, and I want to really knock it out of the
Yes,
park.
I am the Lord.
I don't
Hello,
want
I am
to.
the sickest lad. How y'all doing?
Hey, Speared. That sounds so familiar. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better soon. This is a really great game for just shutting my brain off. Oh no, shutting my monitor off. No. Sorry. Couldn't see you, chat. But yeah, so the big thing that I'm worried about is just like about to go out of office, but we want to keep progress moving on the project, so whatever I don't get done today is probably going to get parted off to somebody else, and I don't want to have to shovel a huge pile of like unfinished crap into somebody's lap, and, you know, like I want it to be as ready as possible before I'm gone. Or I could just use my free time and do more. Even though that's against the out of office rules. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not doing anything that's like horribly rushed. I would say there maybe will be some things that are not ideal. The fast way as opposed to the cool way or the nice way. But nothing that's like a horrible mess. That's for sure. That is not my style. If anything, a lot of my problem is I don't want to say perfectionism per se. I'm not like a full-on perfectionist, but I will spend perhaps more time than is strictly necessary on a particular thing. And I do try to get as close to accurate as possible, which can be more time consuming. But the end results are good. There's that. Less QA time at the end, I guess. But more lead time in the beginning, which can be scary. Oh, did I not set the game? My bad. Oh. Oh no, this is not flat out. I'm playing this basically because Flat App didn't support my controller out of the box and I didn't feel like figuring it out. just an Xbox controller. Nope, not at home. At the marathon. Hey, baby. How you doing? Sure. You really got it. Whatever it is. Yeah, she's got a really bad phlegm cough situation. Yeah, it started as sore throat and developed from there. We don't really quite know what's going on with it yet. Yeah, this is kind of like Outrun Sunset Overdrive. That is a third-person shooter. Someone in Spirit said, "Sounds like me." They are also
very
sick.
sorry.
What you gonna do?
We need to go back down to the sanctuary. Thank you.
Yeah, I was starting to like fix up. Why did you shout at me? Drew, don't you start coughing now. This is the game that Kurt was playing it, and every time he finished a course, he was number 2 and I was number 1. He was going, Coestar. Coestar. There was that whole compilation video of all the times. Very good. It's quite enjoyable. This is that game. Wow. 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 Yeah, I miss speedrunners. It was a lot of fun. Pretty weird game, honestly. Like it was definitely like the core of it was really good, but really weird choices about level design and stuff, and certain updates they did were just really weird and occasionally game breaking. And does anybody else remember when Spike's no longer dead? Spike no kill? Very strange. I miss gaming with my friends. I feel like those days are seemingly terrifyingly behind me, which I hate. Hate that. It's not good. I don't do anything with anybody anymore. I keep having these moments where I think about, you know, the heydays of doing the YouTube videos and the various game groups and so forth, and imagine, like, I don't know, like I kind of took all that sort of stuff for granted. And now I keep thinking, like, what if I've had the last of that? What if that doesn't come back? There's always a last time. And you don't know it when it's happening, unless you explicitly are being like, this is the last time, and then you know what I mean? I don't know why, Veer, you have to like search for things that I'm like that make me wrong. These are different things. Undo Cruise is a totally different thing. I'm not talking about that. All different people, very different content. I'm not saying I don't do anything anymore. I also feel like the charity marathon is kind of a separate thing. Hey, Cone. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Oh man, I don't know, Ghost. I'm taking a break from work right now, trying to finish up my work as much as I can because I'm off tomorrow and Friday. But I was getting frustrated with some parts of it. Yeah, I was really sick up until basically today, and then now Nakomi is really sick. He's got some sort of really bad cough, and it sucks. I was just talking about how I'm sad I don't get to hang out with my gaming buds online as much anymore. I don't even know the last time we did anything, Cone. and I'm like in this purgatory where I have no schedule overlap with fucking anybody except for like Good. And I mean, I don't even really with Good because like he doesn't want to be there at night. You know, he's done with night. You've been feeling that too? Sucks. I think I kind of assumed that this sort of stuff would just kind of go on forever for the rest of our lives until we all have long gray beards, barely function, but we're still like getting together and being like, balls, you know, it's whatever. I don't even know. I don't know why that's my example, but there it is. Jesus, I can hardly follow the road on this course. What the fuck? What is this place? This is totally abstract. Yeah, I think Dadby's a good benchmark for how to be. Dadby seems like a happy dude. He doesn't seem like age is slowing him down at all. I respect Dadby. I look up to Dadby even, I would say. He's the model of an energetic yet dignified older man. I think it's the bee blood. There's something in the bee blood, man. They'll I don't know. They just rip the top off it all the time. I miss Milby, man. Fuck. Last time I talked to Milby was we did that the like 2 UHCs ago, right? Yeah. And I hadn't talked to him before that for a long fucking time. Again, no fucking over. Probably me. Probably me. If you can even hear me. Probably can't. Okay. Yeah. It's not an ideal internet situation. If we come back here next year, it'll be good because we'll have fiber next year. Yeah. You know, the sad fact of the matter is I can't even make plans because I don't have any time. I don't have any time, man. Whatever. I gotta stop like lamenting things and just get over it. Do what I can when I can. Wow. Look. Content creator is a real job. You can make a living off of it, it's a real job. Honestly, even like lower end content creators very much living the dream. Also, you know my attitudes about, you know, work and corporatism and stuff like that. Like, I don't measure being busy as being like validation, quality of a job. like this job keeps me real busy, and I have really no complaints about it. But obviously, like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with it. I think a lot about like this job versus my past jobs, and a lot of what made me want to get away from my past jobs was like I was getting paid to do like pretty dumb stuff, but I had total autonomy, you know, and you would think like, well, that seems like it would be good, right? Because you're still getting paid, but you like can do it however you want, and you don't really have anybody measuring your time. But what I found is that I require like some mental satiation, I guess. Like I was starving mentally. The stuff that I had to do was so mind-numbingly stupid or boring that I just, you know, it wasn't satisfying to do, and that made it a lot worse, even though the pay was similar. So clearly much more complicated than I had realized. The content creation, though, that was kind of the dream, because like I was making decent money, and I also enjoyed what I was doing, and I also had total autonomy, and it was all down to however much I wanted to do, whatever I wanted to do, whenever I wanted to do it. I played. Fuck. I think I played. How many Horizons are there, Cone? I think I played the first one. I know one just came out, right? What is it, Horizon 5? I almost picked it up. I thought about picking it up. It's been a bit since I've picked up like a hot, fresh, new off the, you know, straight out the oven car game. Forza's kind of like the front-running car game, like mainstream car game now, right? Anybody else remember Gran Turismo? What happened, Gran Turismo? God, I miss those days when that was the pinnacle game. Is there a new one coming? I bet it. I don't know. That feels like Gran Turismo died a hard death. Real hard death. Recky's was this morning. Really, Cone? God. Gran Turismo was really interesting because of the focus on car builds. It was a lot of the discussions between other people playing Gran Turismo was like, yeah, I got my Skyline up to, you know, 1,000 horsepower or whatever, you know. It had a kind of realistic quality to it because of that. And I really liked the way they did the campaign or career format in Gran Turismo. The ones I played the most were like 3 and 4. Oh, really? That's cool, Cone. I wish I was more of a car person, because like I enjoy racing games. I enjoy driving also. I have the enjoyment factor, but it sort of stops with actually knowing anything that matters. I'm no good at working on cars, but I'm just not a handyman in a general sense. just never been my thing, really. Oh, well, I'm not even talking about racing cars. I'm talking about just knowing, you know, I can do very basic stuff with a car, you know. I can change the tires. I can, that's it. No, I can do some things. I can change the tires. I can change the battery. I can jump a battery without melting the cables or frying the car. I wouldn't say change oil, because if you're talking about changing the oil, that seems to be pretty vastly different per car. Well, you know what I mean. I'm saying I just don't have much knowledge at all. Arguably, anything you want to do, you can probably find a guide for it these days. You just follow the guide, do whatever. I come from the days of like when, oh man, you know those manuals, Cone? I don't know if they still make them. They probably do. You know the manuals, like the full-blown manual you could get for a car that has like all the schematics and all the parts like blown out and diagrams and shit? Yeah, dude, I'm totally down, Cone. When I get back, I'll pick up Forza Horizon 5 then. That sounds like fun. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I had one. I was wondering what you meant by computer manual. I had one of those ones for my Mustang. I went through a real dumbass period though. In my early 20s were when I got the majority of my dumbassery out of my system, I think. I ran that Mustang into the ground. Having that book was pretty pointless. I think that it's actually a weird little example of how it would have been nice if me and my dad could have had a relationship of any significance. Because I think my dad wanted to, but circumstances, poverty, and also something about the way he is, I think all these things kind of got in the way. And definitely myself as well. I got in the way too. But like, my dad can take a car apart completely and put it all the way back together again. He's very much a motorhead, but he never really had the money to truly indulge in it. And like, I'm talking any vehicle. Like we had you remember Aerostar vans, the Ford Aerostar? They were pretty massively common in like, I don't know, I guess basically like the mid 90s to early 2000s. Yeah, the wedge vans. You know what I liked about those kind of, or what was kind of funny about those? You could tell when an Aerostar was coming because they made a real particular sound, the engine in that van. And especially the ones that we had. So my dad had two Aerostars, or my family did, I guess. one was like the family van, and the other one was one I think my dad was using for work. So we had 2 Aerostars. And over time, they started to turn to shit. And what ended up happening was that my dad Frankensteined the 2 into one working Aerostar, which was pretty wild. And that one made really special sounds. But yeah, I got to a point where I could identify an Aerostar coming from like a block away. Like I hear that Aerostar sound. But yeah, like I'm pretty sure he got me the crazy manual for the Mustang. But we never like worked on it together, and he didn't really teach me much. He taught me some basic things, and the things that he taught me stuck with me like forever. You know, star pattern tightening, da-da-da, you know, checking oil. I remember all that stuff really clearly, but we didn't spend any time like actually working on anything deeper than that. And I was, I guess, much more interested in computers and stuff, so I didn't independently really learn much about my Mustang. All I did to that Mustang was ruin it. I should never have had that Mustang. Should never have touched it. I ruined that thing. It was 1995, so it was the last of like the before they kind of started to go angular, you know, like in 96, 97. So it was kind of the last of the bubble Mustang or the bean Mustang. I don't know what you want to call it. And it was a V8 5.0 liter and actual 5.0, if I remember correctly, because I do recall there was a lot of like contention about that. Like I would talk with people about it, and they'd be like, "It's not really 5 liter." Like, okay, it has a giant 5.0 on the engine. I know that doesn't mean anything. It could just be Ford propaganda. But I think I ended up looking into it, and I think it literally actually was a 5 liter. But yeah, far too much power for an idiot like me. I definitely did a lot of burning out and some reckless driving that I shouldn't have done. I ruined tires because I didn't understand how that stuff worked. There was a particular road in Phoenix that I would go to because it was a long stretch of road that went through an Indian reservation where supposedly cops didn't patrol. So people would go out there and, you know, open her up. So I took that Mustang out there, and there was one time where I did really open it up. I took it until all the way up to where the speedometer doesn't continue anymore. So that's past 150, which is fucking terrifying, I discovered. Boy, that is really scary. I probably really took my life in my hands by doing that because the vehicle was not tuned. I didn't prepare to do that in any capacity. So anything could have gone wrong with doing that. The vibration at that speed was scary all by itself. And probably the funniest thing about it is that the only consequence that I actually suffered from it was that I had to replace all of my tires. Like almost immediately after that, each of my tires went one by one because I didn't understand tire pressure, or that if you go 150 fucking miles an hour on tires that are just meant for like street driving, that they're gonna not feel so good after that. The way it ended up dying, Or yeah, speed ratings has probably got more to do with it than pressure. I still don't understand things. um, it ended up dying from basically like chronic overheating. Like it just could not be solved. There was one time I was driving it, and that particular Mustang, it had this huge, massive coolant hose. Hose is not even a proper like description of what that thing was. It was like a fucking cooling tentacle or something or other. Tunnel, yeah. Viaduct. Massive across the top, in the sort of near the front of the engine. Probably as big around as like my forearm, maybe a bit bigger. And I was driving one day, and all of a sudden there was this really loud burst, and the hood popped up. And I was no longer able to drive, and so I got out and I opened the hood, and that coolant tunnel had exploded, and it blew all like a massive hole in the cloth on the underside of the hood. Coolant was fucking everywhere.
Y'all ready for bits?
Hard plastic? I don't know. I really don't know what it was made out of. I think it was like probably a sort of a hybrid, like rubber plastic or something. I seem to remember it being like a bit flexible, but I don't really remember. It's been a long fucking time. Hey Lindley, thank you for those biddies. I don't know. I really don't know how to answer your questions. Let me look up 95 Mustang engine images. Wow, none of these really look like my engine as I remember it. I don't know why I remember it. I guess none of them look like they've exploded. I'm looking at the 5.0. A lot of these are probably like modified as well. Fuck yeah, I remember the alternator position really well because the alternator kept fucking going. Had to replace it 2 or 3 times. It was entirely factory. It was definitely impressive, Cone. It was definitely impressive. Oh, I see what's wrong here. Some of these are like the boss box body. I remember wanting one of those. They're still kind of cool. They look pretty dated though. No. Not really seeing a picture that's like ringing a bell, but I think it was like the main line. The real big hose. I really loved that car though. When I initially got it, I was just so in love with it. I had a number of moments where I stepped away from it and would look at it parked on the street and just be like, I own this. This is mine. How is this real? I just wish I wasn't a dumbass for 5 to 10 years. Wish I could reclaim that time. Well, you know, my tastes have changed massively since then. Like, I wouldn't want a Mustang now. I like things that are more... I don't even know how to put it. I went through the whole spectrum of, like, smartly engineered vehicles. And particularly
Yes,
the
I am the Lord.
The craze towards the end of the 90s and early 2000s of, like, Supras and Skylines. I mean, in my mind, the Skyline is still, like, the GTR is still cemented in my head as, like, the ultimate vehicle, even though it's clearly a thing very much of the past now. But, like, in my mind, due to that period of time, it was permanently written in my head. It was like, it was that and the Supra. Those were the two, like, top of the pile. You know, the 1,000 horsepower street cars. The thing I really have a soft spot for, actually, is sleek and or sporty hatchbacks. Like the car we currently have is actually just a Civic hatchback. A 2018. I really like it. I like the way it looks. It's not a performance vehicle by any means, but yo, I actually really like the Celica Supra. Yeah, the Gran Turismo definitely had a lot to do with it, Cone, for sure. But there were other cars, I think. There was just a real fad around that time. Actually, I really hope that it wasn't just Fast and Furious. I think it predated Fast and Furious. I think Fast and Furious was capitalizing on a thing that already existed. But, like, the hot cars, as I remember it, were the Skyline, Supra, the Acura NSX, the RX-7. Oh yeah, the Impreza, WRX. And some others. What was fuck, what is that one car? I didn't really like it at first, but then I started to really, it started to grow on me. Oh fuck. I think it's another Nissan. It almost has, like, bug-like appearance to it. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. It's got, like, it's kind of like a, it's got a short name. Like, kind of like MR2 or whatever. The Nissan, though, for sure. The fuck is it? 250Z. 250Z, thank you. I haven't thought about that car in a long time. I was obsessed with the Lotus. Because the Lotus was this really extreme, like, a brutal racing vehicle, right? As light as it could possibly be. No frills. There was just something about the Lotus that really appealed to me. I have no idea. I have no idea what you just said, Gek. Yeah, you know, I've seen a Lotus up close, and they are tiny and brutal. Yeah, brutal is a real good description of what a Lotus is. Oh, really? No, I've never heard of Rob Dom. Rob Dom, is it? Never heard of him. I might look it up sometime. I'll tell you one car from that era that I never cared for that was very popular. That's on essentially it's on screen right now. Is the Dodge Viper. That was one I never liked. The look was I don't know. There's something about the look that I didn't care for. And then its implementation in video games just cemented for me that I didn't like this car. It was like the ultimate fishtail machine. It was like it was designed to fishtail. Do you love the Viper? Yeah. I mean, I will say that I don't particularly hate any vehicle. I think that they essentially just are designed for different purposes, and that's the thing that's tough to compare across cars. Like, there isn't a lot of them that are really perfect for every single scenario that you can put a car through. But the Viper really strikes me as much more of a straight line car than anything else. I'm surprised. I wouldn't have thought that this would be, like, the Viper would be your ultimate car. Or is this just very much more specific? Like, you just want to die in one, and it's not really that level of obsession. Okay, yeah, I mean, the PT Cruiser. I will say I really don't like it. Oh, really? So, I slowly but surely just developed a distaste for cars that looked like... I don't even know. Just like too much. I started to associate like sleekness and so forth with efficiency of design, you know, like rally cars. So I started to drift away from muscle cars, you know. They look heavy to me now. Like, I don't look at like, oh, what's Chevy's? I always forget. Not the Corvette, but the consumer muscle car. Chevy's Mustang. Can't believe I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Camaro, thank you. Jesus Christ. Camaro to me looks like dark matter. They, like, their newer designs look chunky as hell. Another one that I've always, like, I don't even understand is the Charger. Charger always looked way too heavy to me. I always thought, like, is this really a sports car? Like, why don't you care about weight? Why don't you care about aerodynamics? What's going on? Why is this thing so blocky? Why does it look like a brick? I think it's just because I got used to looking at like the Japanese GT, extremely svelte and thin and low to the ground and extremely light vehicles, you know. Yeah, but imagine if it didn't have to carry itself so much. How much stronger could it be? You're starting with everything against you. Yeah, that's true. They definitely don't. Oh, I should probably stop and do work. Spent more time. Do one more race if I go. You know, other than the Mustang, I almost bought an old Camaro, like a 70s Camaro. It's amazing how different the engines are in those vehicles. We opened it up, and when we looked inside, it's really just like a V8 just sitting in the air with a giant fan on the front of it. It's so different looking. Yeah, hell yeah, Cone. Yeah, shoot me a message, and we will figure it out. Because I'd definitely be very down to check that out, dude. It would have been a cool car, for sure. But it probably would have been a lot more work. It would have required more money and more time. So, I don't know. Arguably, despite how things went, I probably went the right road. To go down that road at all, being the dumbass that I was. Just barely got that. Getting it first lap's pretty good though, yeah. But yeah, I really like my car that I have now. I don't know if an actual performance vehicle of note that's similar to it exists. Probably not. I don't think that there's a performance version of a Civic hatchback. Deeply doubt that. I guess the closest thing to it would be like rally cars. And I'm not saying my car is close to a rally car. I'm saying in terms of just in looks. Honda Civic S? Oh, SI? That car was trying to run me off the road, man. Fuel low. Okay, I got nitro. Got NOS, baby. I don't need gas. I got the ultimate gas. Remember when NOS was a real big deal? A friend of mine had an MR2 with a NOS button. He had a NOS tank in his in the back of his MR2. He could fucking take off. Pretty wild. Yeah, but this is a video game. So it does. Hollymood. Oh, oops, well, whatever. I got one.
Balls. Balls. Yes. Shit. Yes. Yes. Oh wait, it's coming up. Ah shit! Son of a. Oh balls, dude! What's wrong with my brain? I'm not paying attention. I looked at chat, even though I knew that I wanted to pay attention and get those. Oh, too bad. Photo finish. Oh yeah, I'm a real defensive driver. I am not I'm not a crazy driver whatsoever. All right, my friends. I should see if I have refreshed my brain for work. I appreciate y'all. I don't know how to quit, actually. This one quit this. Oh, there we go. So tomorrow I should be off, and if I'm feeling up to it, I'll be participating in the marathon finally. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? Good one.